How do you make co-working work? The way we work is constantly shifting and changing. Companies, entrepreneurs, and individuals are moving to co-working facilities. By 2022, over 5 million people will be working in co-working facilities. In this series, we're going to explore how to make co-working work for you. Hey guys, how's it going? Mel Mitchell here. I'm here with Adam Rizzieri, Chief Marketing Officer for Agency Partner Interactive. And so he's going to tell us a little bit about his company, how they grew, how they lead a global organization, and also how does he make co-working work. All right? Adam, pleasure.
Nice to be here, Mel. Nice to be here.
So tell us a little bit about just your company. What do you guys do?
Sure. We really help businesses grow. So we are a full-service digital agency. We have a distributed team across 3 different continents. And really, we focus on providing small to mid-sized, high-growth businesses with a full suite of agency resources, including custom software development. So that's websites, mobile apps, custom applications, things that really help a company either generate revenue faster or create more operational efficiencies. Top line or bottom line, right?
And just curious, how did you grow this company?
Sure. So being a global company, really what it allows us to do and offer the market, because our customer really is a U.S. customer, specifically here in the Texas and North Texas region. We are able to offer access to the world's best developers, designers, and marketers. And we're able to do so in a way that typically will reduce their cost of investment by about 60 to 70%, solely because we're able to kind of leverage the global delivery model to do so. I think the challenge with a lot of companies that tend to serve kind of an offshore type of operation is communication and quality.
Right.
And so we've kind of bridged that gap really by using our tools and by using a team that is kind of splits their time between here and our offshore delivery center as well as our other offices. We're kind of always traveling around to obviously have face time with clients, develop our skills, and also just to know the market.
Okay, and so you mentioned tools, connecting with your customers globally, traveling a lot.
Yes.
So let's start with tools. What are some tools that you use to manage a global company?
We're huge Slackers.
Okay, Slack.
Big time Slackers.
Okay.
So we're all over Slack. It's a great tool for just real-time communication. We use the G Suite pretty heavily because, well, it's Google and they offer some pretty strong stuff.
Okay.
And then, of course, our conferencing tools. Google does have Hangouts, but we use Zoom typically.
Gotcha.
So we do a lot of screen sharing. There's a lot of collaboration that takes place just through the cloud.
Gotcha. Okay. So using those tools. And so when it comes to leading people remotely, because I know sometimes things can get lost through email, Slack, or whichever, because you're not sitting there face to face. And so how do you continue to develop and connect with your folks?
It's interesting. Just the ability that we have now to communicate through technology, video conferencing is huge. Video conferencing is something that I never thought would really kind of take the market the way it has.
Right.
But I've kind of adopted it and adapted to it. Frankly, I love it. You're able to communicate communicating with like your spouse, for example, through a text message versus through a conversation. You lose things in translation. You lose emotion and emphasis.
Right.
Did I put the
can
right
get in
emphasis?
trouble.
Yeah. Did I put the right emphasis on the syllable?
Yes.
So video conferencing, you're able to kind of have those verbal and nonverbal communication kind of variables go both ways. It really facilitates understanding. And I think that as long as you're working towards a common goal, it's just a matter of getting on the same page.
Right. And it also sounds like you back that up with occasional trips to their location.
Yeah, to our client site. And our team being distributed, we really try to give the client the service that they need and that they want.
Right.
So if that means that half of the team is traveling to California next week, that's what we're doing. If the team's traveling to a client over in Europe, we're happy to go.
Yes.
It's tough to be away from home, but at the end of the day, we're serving a really important business need.
Yes. And so when it comes to leading, curious, how do you lead perhaps yourself, and how have your leadership skills grown in this role?
I'm always learning.
Okay.
And I'm never trying to say, hey, I know what I'm doing or I'm the best at what I do. I'm always trying to get better at what I do.
Right.
I've always kind of felt that the genius or the expert is the one who's never satisfied with where they are. They're always trying to get to the next level or learn something else. So I'm always seeking information from outside.
Okay.
What's the competition doing? What are the academics doing? What's the market showing us?
Yes.
What do people want? What do customers need?
Okay. And so people listening to your message and how you guys are global, what advice would you give someone? Say, hey, you know what? I want to also expand outside of my city or state or the U.S. or wherever they might be.
I would say make sure you know why.
Okay.
And I think understanding why applies to a lot of things. When a sales lead comes through, why does that lead think they need what they want,
right,
or what they're asking for? I think understanding why and what the value might be at the end of that tunnel is probably your number one step.
Okay.
That's probably where you want to start.
And so if they nail the why, then what would you say the next step they should take?
If you nail the why, then create a plan.
Okay.
Make sure it's a very tactical plan. So, if you have your why, you should assume that your strategy is already in place.
Right.
With that in mind, then you create a tactical checklist and you just start checking things off.
Okay. And when you guys were growing, right, you're growing offshore developers. What are some of the things that you looked for to grow that portion of your team?
Actually, we were looking for cultural synergies.
Okay.
So our team, being largely in Karachi, they're not all people that were born in Karachi.
Right.
One of my top project managers is a guy who actually was born in Florida, got his graduate degree in Florida, but his family is from Pakistan, and so he actually ended up moving back to kind of run the family for a while. Having, I think, awareness and understanding of how cultures are, on one side of the pond and the next as well. Just kind of, I think, working to really seek to understand what drives people.
Right.
That's really, I think, for me early on, it was a challenge. And now it's not so much of a challenge just because we know each other.
Yes.
We have easy dialogue and we see each other every now and then too.
Okay. It sounds like a large part of that is shifting your perspective to not from your perspective, but from the other person's perspective.
Absolutely. I think it's one thing to know what your perspective is, but it's a very, very empowering thing to understand and kind of to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and just try to understand why.
Okay.
Going back to the why.
Yes, all about why. Right. So if you understand the why, you can build and grow from there.
Absolutely.
But if you don't understand the why, you can kind of get lost.
Absolutely.
Because at some point in time, you can say, why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? So it's always understanding the why, and then I think it's trying to also figure out what you don't know. So like one of the things that I try to ask people in a lot of meetings, have I not asked you a question that I should be asking?
Yes.
So when you're trying to build an international operation, there's a lot of questions that you're not you're not going to have them. You're not going to know what to ask. So I think understanding your why, and then also seeking out kind of a list of questions that you should be asking. It's a really good start.
Yeah, leveraging the power of the question.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so you guys are based here in Addison Treehouse, right?
Yep.
So how has working or operating out of a co-working space helped you?
It's actually been tremendous. We used to have our own office on the other side of the city. And of course we have several different offices, but this is our HQ. Right. And it's been, I think, tremendous for us from a growth perspective because there's a lot more visibility into what other businesses are doing. From a biz dev and networking perspective, there are typically no customers in your office unless you have a meeting scheduled. For us, we work beside tons of different business owners, and they have meetings and they have needs and they have questions, and actually I know a guy. And so it's been a great place for a biz dev sort of effort. But then also just kind of just at the person kind of human level, I think being able to collaborate and kind of learn not only what other people's businesses are, but just what they're all about. It's a really cool experience and a neat opportunity.
Yeah, no, I agree with
There's
that.
no single day that's the same.
True. Fantastic.
I think I saw a guy in a dinosaur suit walking by the other day. You'll see people with their dogs. I mean, it's just like there is no such thing as boredom at the Treehouse.
Excellent. And so, last question for you. So, how can the audience that's watching this video help you?
How can the audience that's watching this video help
because
me?
Think of them as part of a community, right? Just a larger co-working community. How can it help you or your company?
That's a really good question. I guess I wouldn't so much ask for the audience to help me, but I would definitely ask for them to reach out to me and just start a conversation. Just let me
All
know
right.
what you're up to and what your business is.
Okay.
What are your needs? What are your drivers? What are your objectives? Where are you today, and where are you trying to go tomorrow and the next day?
right.
Maybe I can help.
Yeah.
Maybe I know a friend.
And if they know someone that needs software or any of those types of things, most
Absolutely.
definitely.
We're happy
Yeah.
to help with, certainly custom software needs, things that can really empower a company to get to that next level of growth. That's definitely what we do. But at the same time, if there's just a question in mind, or if someone's trying to spitball or kind
Right.
of figure out what that next effort's going to be, I might know someone that can help, and maybe it's not me.
All right, excellent. So we'll have all your contact list information listed below,
Cool.
and they can reach out to you one of those ways.
Absolutely.
I want to say thank you again for coming out.
Thank you,
Enjoyed
Mel.
the conversation.
Yeah.
And guys, thanks for watching. And again, subscribe to the channel and also encourage other people to come and check it out. Thanks. Have a good one. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's conversation on how to scale your company, but even more so, I hope you learned how to ask why. That why is so important. So if you haven't answered your why of why your company is existing, spend some time on that. Also subscribe to this channel and reach out to Adam. He'll be happy to hear from you. Thanks.